Okay, what's up everybody and welcome back to BS2PCG Deck Forger. For today, we are trying to answer a particular post from BS2PCG Collective wherein somebody asked if there was any particular good deck build for the Shield variant of Captain America. So just try to refresh our memories here. The new Captain America is actually the Sam Wilson or what we call the Falcon version of the Captain America. During the end of Avengers Endgame, okay, the retired Captain America, okay, tried to pass on his mighty shield to then his best friend Sam Wilson. So he did give it to Bucky Barnes, of course. So he just gave it to the Falcon guy, and he now became the new version of the Captain America. So is there any particular good deck build? So for this, we decided that we're going to try to build a loyalty based deck, not just for this particular request, but also because we have an upcoming loyalty battles 2 to be held in PM Apartments building in Quezon City around the second week of April. So we will try our luck if Captain America will try to hold on and soar and prove victorious during this loyalty-based competition. So try to stick with me as we try to discuss with you a particularly good loyalty-based deck build on the Sam Wilson or aka Falcon Captain America. And guys, this is once again BS2PCG Deck Forger. Well, actually, somebody from the collective inquired if there was a particular good deck build for the Captain America of the Shield variant. And this was also to commemorate the first episode of Disney Plus, The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. So, on behalf of that dude who asked, we have tried to build a loyalty deck that is centered on the Captain America, also known as Falcon. So let's try to open this particular deck box. And as you can see here, we have used this version of Captain America, which is the Captain America Falcon. So to again refresh our memory, during in the comics and in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, when Captain America decided to retire from his superhero stuff, he decided to give his famous shield to Sam Wilson, or also known as the Falcon. And so for a short stint or a brief stint, actually the Falcon became a crossover between the Falcon and Captain America. And this is known as the new Captain America. And so we will try to decipher how we can build a really good deck centered on this variant of Captain America. So the Captain America, or the one with the asterisk, is also known as the Falcon. So while he is in play, you cannot play and put any Falcon supporting character on your side. At the same time, you cannot power up this particular main character with any Captain America supporting character card, because they are two totally different persons. Okay, so you have to understand that Captain America is the Steve Rogers kind, and the one with the asterisk, Captain America, is the Sam Wilson kind, or the Falcon. So Captain America here belongs to the Shield team, and he is a 2 attack, 5 defense character with flight and 5 health. And his first superpower is called Swoop. So during combat, you may pay 1 red power symbol, and defenders without flight can strike back this combat. So this is during a main phase combat activation, and it cannot be used during any turn combat. So you cannot use that when your opponent is on the attack. But if you are the one on the attack, then you can pay 1 red, and any defender that will try to strike back during this particular combat, even if Captain America is on it or not, okay, they cannot strike back in return. And so your characters on the attack side are immune to any stun. Okay. And his level up requirement or level up power is called United We Stand. So he needs 4 XP to level up. So when Cap team attacks, he gains an XP. So there must be another character, okay, on your side, of which he can team up, and at the same time, once he gets to team up during the attack, he gains 1 XP. So in particular, Captain America, this version, normally levels up on around turn 4. Okay, so once he is able to meet the level up requirement, so now Captain America becomes a 6 attack, 7 defense, okay, main character. And he gains his second superpower on level 2, and it's called the Shield Toss. So during the main phase, you can pay one yellow power symbol to daze any number of front row enemy characters. So it's good to be used for the assault, or normally on the final assault, when you are trying to hit on your opponent's main character with just 1 or 2 remaining health that is hiding on the back row. So Shield Toss is particularly good here. Okay, so but Cap will not be that effective, of course, without his number of teammates, together with their plot twist and their location. So let's try to look at, in particular, what are or who are the other supporting characters that Captain America was included in this particular deck. Okay, so again, let me try to remind everybody that this is a loyalty deck. So this particular loyalty deck works on every team member must have the same team affiliation. So they must all belong to the Shield team. Okay, so for your 1-drop, we have decided to use 4 copies of Slingshot. And Slingshot is a 1-cost shield supporting character with 3 attack and 3 defense and 1 health. So she has the keyword agent. So when Slingshot appears, look at cards from the top of your deck equal to the number of agents on your side, and put any of them on the bottom of your deck, or some of them to be remain on top. So yeah, you have to understand that if you are running a shield team, most characters on the shield team have agents. So this particular keyword will again be replicated, or can be seen in most of the other characters, supporting characters on your deck. And so I don't think we need to again recite or repeat this particular keyword later. So again, if you are able to drop Slingshot on your first turn, then you are able to scry or look at the 1 card on top of your deck and decide if you want to put that card on top or put it below. Okay, so that is how the agent keyword mechanic works. So Yo-Yo. So Yo-Yo, at the end of your turn, puts Slingshot into her owner's hand. In particular, Slingshot is a very powerful 1-drop because of her 3 attack, 3 defense. Okay, but again, with this particular supporting character, you can play her on the first turn and actually can already attack with Captain America. Okay, and with the 5 total attack, they can bring down mostly level 1 main characters who are in the 5 defense range. And so she's also very useful during the first few turns of the game. But then the setback here is, of course, Slingshot will go back to your hand, but then it can also come as a blessing, because again, if you are lacking any supporting character, okay, on your next drop, then again you can put Slingshot back on your side of the board, and you can of course try to scry the top part of your deck. So it's up to you if you want to decide if you want to put this top card on remain on top, or again put it below. Okay, so we have 4 copies of slingshot for that particular purpose, and we also have 4 copies of the shield agent. And shield agent is also a 1 cost, 2 attack, 1 defense supporting character with range and 1 health. Again, they have agent as part of their keyword mechanic. So if you already have 1 slingshot and you already have 1 shield agent on your side of the board, and when the second one appears, you get to scry not 1, but then you get to scry 2. And decide if you want to put these cards to remain on top or put them at the bottom of your deck. So it's just like you're trying to build, in particular, okay, what will be the next set of cards that you are able to draw with the agent mechanic. So we have 4 copies of the shield agent because of this, and at the same time, shield agent is good because they have the swarm ability. So you can have any number of this character on your side, and this power cannot be turned off. So you can put as many as 1, 2, or 3, or even 4, okay, shield agent on your side of the board, and they won't be KO'd because of the uniqueness factor. So because of the swarm. So shield agent is also good for amassing your army of agents going to the mid game. For your 2-drop, we have included 4 copies of Fitzsimmons, and Fitzsimmons is a 2-drop, 2 attack, 2 defense supporting character with 2 health. And Fitzsimmons has 2 indications of agent. So Fitzsimmons has both agent and agent. And again, that's because Fitzsimmons are actually 2 characters. So Fitz and Simmons, okay, which are of course 2 separate agents, but they are all in 1 card. So when you are able to drop Fitzsimmons, you do not scry 1, but instead you scry 2 cards on the top of your deck because of 2 agent instances, and they are joined at the hip. So when Fitzsimmons, okay, gets wounded, okay, they lose 1 agent, and an enemy player chooses whether they are to lose the bioengineer or the gadgeteer superpower until they can get healed. So speaking of those 2 superpowers, actually Fitz and Simmons have 2 different specialization. So okay, bioengineer, during the build phase you may pay 1 yellow power symbol, and okay, you will pay 2 less to recruit your next character this turn. On the contrary, Gadgeteer is during the build phase, you pay 1 red power symbol and you pay 2 less to play your next equipment this turn. So very good for ramping up those characters. So you have to understand that in running a shield loyalty deck, it's all about ramping up your multitudes of winning characters on your side of the board. It's unlike the Dark Phoenix version wherein you have to ramp your resources, or in other decks, like you have to ramp your number of cards in hand. But for the shield loyalty deck, it's all about ramping that many characters, okay, on the side of the board, so for you to amass, okay, your attacks effectively. So Fitzsimmons can help because he can pay you can pay 2 less to recruit your next character, and that is like an additional 1 extra 2 cost or 1 cost character on your side of the board, okay, every time you pay that yellow power symbol once per turn. So Fitzsimmons is very important here because of that particular aspect. And speaking of another 2-drop, we have Sharon Carter. And Sharon Carter is your 2 cost, 1 attack, 2 defense supporting character with range and 1 health. And again, she also has agent. So again, if you already have 4 characters in play, when Sharon Carter appears, then you get to scry 5 cards from the top of your deck. So again, decide whether you want to put any of those cards okay, at the bottom of your deck, or if you want some of them to remain on top. And besides that, Sharon Carter also has Smart. So when Sharon appears, you get to draw a card. So this is also good to replenish, okay, a card into your hand, which can also be manipulated by using the agent keyword mechanics. And we also have 4 copies for our 3-drop of Phil Coulson. And Phil Coulson is your most important, okay, character in this particular deck. And why? Because besides his 4 attack, 5 defense stats with range and 1 health, he also has agent. And okay, he has welcome to shield. So shield characters on your side have stealth. So while Phil Coulson is in play, all other shield characters, or even him, including him, okay, all of your shield characters on the front row are considered to have stealth. And so you don't need to fear any protected character, okay, from being attacked and to be able to stun it, because with Phil Coulson, effectively all your slingshot, even your Mockingbirds, and even your Iron Man are all in stealth mode. So this is a very important character in this deck. And so you normally drop him on the 3rd or on the 4th turn, okay, when you are making your attack on the main character directly. And going to our 4-drop, we have 4 copies of Mockingbird. And Mockingbird is here because of her particular keyword powers. And she's a 5 attack and 3 defense character with 2 health, so very durable. She also has agent, but at the same time, she also has espionage. So when Mockingbird appears, look at, okay, cards from the top of an enemy deck equal to the number of agents on your side. Put any of them on the bottom of that deck. So it's like the opposite, the agent keyword, but espionage will let you manipulate or enable you to manipulate your opponent's deck. So if there are, let's say, particular critical characters on that particular deck, top deck, like let's say a Dark Phoenix, or let's say a very powerful Plot Twist, then you can choose to put that on the bottom of the deck so that your opponent cannot gain access in that regards, okay, in this regard. Okay, so Mockingbird is very strategic here, and normally when I get to play with this deck, I normally drop 1 or 2 copies of her so that I can, you know, rearrange my opponent's top deck in my favor. And for our 5-drop, the first of our 5-drop are 2 copies of Captain America. And this particular Captain America is actually the real Captain America. Okay, so at 5-drop, he's a 5 attack, 8 defense with 1 health. And he has requirements: starting main character, it should be a shield main character. And as the director of shield, of course, once per turn, when another character on your side gets attacked, you may remove it from combat and have a different character on your side become the defender. If you do, switch their positions. Okay, so Captain America is good also for protecting your other Captain America, because once per turn, if somebody whole platoon of opposing characters are swooping down on Captain America, then at least you can, okay, divert that attack to another character by using Director of Shield. And another gunner for the 5-drop are 2 copies of Melissa May. And Melissa May here is a 6 attack for defense character with 2 health. And she also has agent. And since she has the cavalry, you pay 1 less to recruit May for each wound on your main character. So the good thing here is Melinda May can actually reduce her cost to as low as 1 if, let's say, your Captain America main character already has 4 wounds. So she can be an added value to your deck during the mid to late game, especially if you need to drop that many characters but you are short on resources. So Melinda May is here And sadly, she doesn't bring her helicopter. So that's the sad part about it because she doesn't have any flight. And for our 6th drop, we have 2 copies of Hawkeye. And Hawkeye is 7 attack, 5 defense supporting character with 1 health and range. He doesn't have any agent, but instead he has quick draw. So when Hawkeye is range attacking, enemy characters can strike back at him. And he also has sniper, so Hawkeye can range attack back row characters even while they're protected. So Hawkeye is like your backup during the mid to late game. Let's say if your Phil Coulson gets knocked out and you don't have a replacement Phil Coulson in hand, so at least Hawkeye can also do the job of targeting those main characters hiding at the back row. And the biggest, of course, is my favorite, and I really like the art on this card. And this we have 2 copies of the 7 drop Iron Man. And the 7 drop Iron Man here is a 7 attack, 7 defense supporting character with 2 health and both flight and range. And that's why I like this card really, is because of the Hulkbuster. Because Hulkbuster, during the main phase, you can pay a green-yellow power symbol, or green power symbol, and choose an enemy character, then put +1/+1 counters on Iron Man until his attack is higher than that character. So let's say if you're up against an Avengers deck with an 16/16 Gilgamesh out in play. So on your turn, you can drop in Iron Man, and you can pay the green power symbol using, let's say, a fortress or your heli carrier, and at the same time get to put +1/+1 counters on Iron Man until his total becomes now 17. So it's always 1 attack, 1 defense higher than the biggest character in the game. Okay, so Iron Man is here because he is your main muscle for this particular deck. But since 7 drop is a little bit late in the game, so we just decided to put just 2 copies of Iron Man here, just for the sake of having a very big character when you need one. So now that we have decided our supporting characters, let's now go to the other part of the deck, and these are the equipment, the plot twists, and the locations. So for our equipment, we put 4 copies of the Plasma Beam Handgun. And the Plasma Beam Handgun is a 1-cost shield equipment, and it is standard issue, so you pay 1 less to play this if you equip it to an agent. So since most of your supporting characters in the deck are shield agents, so at least this particular equipment is free. Okay, so it's just like having a +2 plot twist that sticks around with that character whenever he attacks. So it is a long arm, so equipped character has range and +2 attack, +0 defense while making a range attack. But what I really like about Plasma Beam Handgun, of course, is its melt superpower, because it bestows the power to melt or KO an enemy equipment just by paying 1 red power symbol during the main phase. And it goes hand in hand because we have many red generating locations in your deck, which can also help this of course to KO or to destroy all those pesky enemy equipment like net launchers or even cosmic cubes. And Plasma Beam Handgun can come in handy when you need to destroy them, so in order for them not to really put any detrimental effect on your gameplay. So we have put 4 copies of Plasma Beam Handgun for that particular purpose. And so for our plot twist, now we have 4 copies of Unwavering Loyalty. And so Unwavering Loyalty is a staple in any loyalty deck. And Unwavering Loyalty is, you may only put this card if all cards in your deck share a team affiliation. Okay, share only 1 team affiliation. And during any combat, choose a character in the combat to get +3 attack and +3 defense this combat. So it's one of the more powerful plot twists in the game, It's good for the attack and also for the defense. And also, Unwavering Loyalty gives a very huge amount of +3 attack, +3 defense, which is can also help considerably boost up the stats of any of your characters, okay, during any combat. So we put 4 of them because it's really staple for any loyalty deck to have 4 copies of Unwavering Loyalty. And since you have 4 copies of, since you are running a shield team, we have also decided to put 4 copies of Strategic Homeland Intervention. And Strategic Homeland Intervention, or SHI, okay, during any combat, choose a defender, okay, in the combat to get +2/+2 this combat. If it is ready, it gets +4 attack, +4 defense instead. So it's a very powerful defensive plot twist. So just besides giving a +4 bonus on the defense, it also gives a +4 bonus on the attack stats of your defending character, and it can also really help to avoid a stun, and in particular stun back in return. So we have put 4 copies of them here. And of course, what is a loyalty deck without 4 copies of Stand Together? And what I really like about this particular deck is we were able to squeeze in 4 copies of Stand Together. And Stand Together is again another loyalty based plot twist, and you may only put this in your deck only if all cards in your deck with a teaming affiliation share one team affiliation. And the good thing about this, because Stand Together, as a reaction, when an enemy character uses a superpower, cancel it if there are face-up characters on your side greater than or equal to the number of power symbols they pay. So Stand Together can help negate those very powerful superpowers from your opposing main characters, or even from other characters, other supporting characters' superpower. And Stand Together is very effective in this deck. I have tried to use it in a number of play testing, and Stand Together is good enough to be that we were able to squeeze in 4 copies of them in this deck, and they proved very critical during the mid to late game, most especially on the winning turn. Just because you can totally negate any strategic move that your opponent may actually use against you before you are able to make that win. So we have 4 copies of Stand Together here. And finally, for our locations, since we are running Captain America, we have 4 copies of Training Ground. And Training Ground provides your red power symbol to be used for, let's say, Captain America's Swoop. And of course, this particular red generating power symbol can also be used on the Plasma Beam Handgun's Melt superpower. And it's really for them, okay? And also for Fitzsimmons, no? If you tend to put Gadgeteer, to use Gadgeteer, but since Plasma Beam Handgun is already free on most of your agent, so normally it's really more on Captain America's offensive swoop superpower. And we have also put 4 copies of the Academy, since we're going to use this for Captain America's Shield Toss, and most especially for Fitzsimmons Bioengineer superpower. Okay, so you get to pay 2 less, and you're able to put an additional character in play because of that Bioengineer superpower. And finally, we have 4 copies of Shield's Helicarrier. And Helicarrier can generate any blue, yellow, green, or red power symbol for any Shield character on your side. And so Helicarrier is here because we need to use, okay, this particular location for, let's say, Captain America's Swoop or Shield Toss superpower. Or you can also use it for Fitzsimmons Bioengineer or Gadgeteer superpower, and most especially for Iron Man's Hulkbuster mode. And that's why we only have around total of 12 locations for this deck, because most of your other characters are into keyword mechanics. Okay, so we still have to see if this Captain America version now will prove to help bring us the bacon bring the bacon on our April Loyalty Battles Part 2, and we'll try to see if this particular loyalty deck is far more effective than the quick version that we have built I think a month ago. So that's called the Agents of Shield deck. And so with that, I hope you enjoyed our video for today, and we hope to see you again on our next episode of BS2 PCG Deck Forger. But before we go, first of all, we'd like to thank our sponsors. So first of all, we'd like to thank our friends from Forge Hobby Place. And Forge Hobby Place is the official venue of our BS2 PCG tournaments in the Philippines. And Forge Hobby Place is located at Unit B, Velasquez Compound. Okay, that's on the 3rd floor. Okay, along Naga Road in Pulang-Lupa 2, Las Piñas City, Philippines. We also like to thank our sponsor like Treats for Them and Virtual Mall Philippines. And Treats for Them, you can download the app and order treats for your friends online, at the Google Play Store, or you can try to visit their website at www.treatsforthem.com. So Treats for Them is spelled as TREATS, the number 4, THEM. So again, that's Treats for Them. We also like to thank our other friends like New Skin Philippines and also Yusana Philippines. And of course, all our great friends from BS2 PCG Collective. So we'd like to thank our friends like Mr. Benjamin, Mr. Ben Brosin, and also Mr. Joe, the Human Torch Vitelli of the Build Phase. We also like to thank our friend Ralph, the Dark Lord Edwards III, of the blueseffect.com, and of course to the creators, my friend Mr. Ben Chikowski and Mr. Danny Mandel. And so without further ado, let us try to see if Captain America will try to soar in the next BS2 PCG Loyalty Battles this coming second week of April. And with that, this is your host, Mr. Mark Eom, and this, once again guys, is BS2 PCG Deck Forger!